Hi everyone, I'm Shreya from GDSC Bangalore Amrita School of Engineering. So GDSC is Google Developer Student Club. In case you aren't aware, and this is the first time you are attending. So welcome to the info session on the 2023 Solution Challenge of the GDSC event. This is a flagship event which GDSC conducts every year annually around the same time. And I'm Shreya Shri. I'm in my second year AI, and that is Ramanan. He's in his third year AI. Okay. So, as I said, it's a flagship event that is conducted every year where students from all over the world attend to, to they choose one topic, they come up with a solution, and they try to make it happen. So, it could be a simple topic, something in your local area, or something more bigger. But the main idea is to solve one of the 17 sustainable development goals. So, we'll be looking into what they are. Yeah. So, today we'll be covering about the overview, the timeline, the kickoff event, which happened in the month of Jan, the prizes, the judging criteria, a checklist, and basic FAQs and other videos you can look at. We'll be sharing this PPT as well, so you guys could go through it. Okay. So the hardest part of getting started. So as I was telling you, you'll have to choose one challenge. You'll have to choose one area you want to work on, form a team, register for the event, and then you'll have to come up with a solution that is going to be covering your solution. You'll have to explain your idea, what exactly it is you want to do. So maybe let's look at this video. Yeah, so you saw what exactly you can think more. That is basically the idea. You can think about what if. So that's your starting question, how you want to get started. So as I'm sure you might, maybe you might not know, but the hardest part of anything is any hackathon or any competition is getting started with your base idea. Okay, so now going to the overview. So basically, this the Google Developer Student Club, the 2023 Solution Challenge mission, it is to solve one or more of the United Nations 17 Sustainable Development Goals using Google technology. So there are 17 sustainable goals as eradicating poverty, ensuring prosperity, and also protecting the planet. So this was approved by the United Nations in the year 2015, and it is to be achieved by the year 2030. So let's look at the goals. I'm sure you must have understood a lot from watching the video. Yeah, so you're going to solve one or more. So you have to choose, first of all, which one you're interested in, maybe aquatic life or eradicating poverty. And then you think about, what exactly, how you exactly want to come up with a solution that solves that problem. It could be, again, like I said, from a local area. Maybe let's take Bangalore, and you're going to think about the aquatic life in Bangalore, maybe the lakes, and you're like, you want to save the lakes. So you'll come up with an idea where um, you work in a group and you think how exactly you're going to solve the problem using Google technology. We'll also be seeing videos where previous people had solved technology problems in their local community. So yeah, now let's move on to the timeline. So this was announced in the month of Jan this year, 2023. And you can see the date as Jan 11th, where it was announced. So later on the 18th of Jan, we couldn't have a session, but there was a kickoff event. So there'll be a meeting link later on. You can watch it later to understand what exactly happened in. And finally, the submissions are open from 17th of March till 31st of March, where it closes. So it is basically divided into three parts: the learn and the build phase, the mentorship phase, and the demo day preparation. So yeah, so in the learn and the build phase, you make a group, you come together, you all decide about your basic, some stuff that you find in common with each other. And people who are watching this who are not in Amrita, they'll have to find the nearest GDSC community beside them and choose from a different university. But they must make sure that one of the student from the university should be part of the group. So as you are all from Amrita, you can just go ahead with Amrita's GDSC, the Bengaluru one, and you can register. Before registering, again, you should choose which. Okay, let's go to the registration form page. It'll be easier. Yeah, as you can see, this is the registration form where there are certain stuff that you're supposed to look into it. So the date to submit it is from Jan 11th to March 17th. You're supposed to provide your basic email address, the Google one, your first name, your last name, how you are associated with GTSC. So you're a member or you're not a member, okay? And then you can choose if you're part of the good community, like the college has a GDSC chapter, or you can choose join it in another university. Okay, and here you can click the name of Amrita. Yeah, you can see Amrita School of Engineering, Bengaluru. And here you can click more than one as well, but your final solution should have, covering all of them. So you can't make more than one solution. You get it, right? So one solution, but it could cover more than one problem statement. Okay, and also the technologies that you are interested in learning and using to come up with your idea. So these are certain stuff you'll have to click about your confidence. So there are a lot of parameters you're supposed to look, read, and then choose. And there's the next page as well. So you can look into this. We'll also be sharing this form link, so you guys can look into this later. Yeah. Yeah, so there's after the learn and the build phase, you have to now submit your form along with your the last day, that is 31st of March, right? You have to submit this form. Sorry, the form is before March 17th, but after that, it comes the part where you submit your solution. So here you have to submit your solution as well as a video, like a demo video, where you're going to explain your solution properly in a detailed way. It should be very clear so that they understand what you're trying to propose. So these solutions then will be later on shortlisted, and so you'll have in the month of April, you'll be having the solutions evaluations, the round one, where Google Googlers will be going through your solutions and they'll be shortlisting the people they want and whose idea has an impact, and there's technology as well. So then comes the mentorship phase. So after this, there will be 100 people who are shortlisted from the total number of solutions. And in these 100 people, they'll be receiving mentorship directly from Google experts. So you'll be receiving how exactly to go about your solution. What is it that you're lacking? Maybe something, which you didn't realize, but they might be knowing, they'll be aware of it. And then after your mentorship phase, you're supposed to submit your solution again, but this time with after adding on to your details, the stuff you have learned in the past month, along with from the Google experts, where you're going to be adding on to it, making it better, making maybe a front end and a back end, however you wish. And then you'll be submitting it once more June 2nd. So this is a final solution submission where after this only 10 people will be shortlisted, only 10 groups will be shortlisted. So this time again is the second round, the solution evaluations part 2. So now after this is completely evaluated, the top 10 teams will be announced and they will be going on for the final demo day preparation. So these 10 teams will again be given mentorship. They will be offered guidance and how exactly to go about it in a much more detailed way. And finally, on August 3rd, you'll be having your top 3 and there'll be winners, there'll be prizes as well. So yeah, this is the kickoff event. You guys can go through the link where it's a meeting link. You guys can watch the recording. Yeah, so now comes the judging criterias. So you'll be thinking, how exactly what should I do to get myself selected in the top 100? So the thing is, Amrita Bengaluru will be offering you guidance to make sure you can at least get into the top 100. So after that, you'll be having the guidance from experts who are better. So obviously, you will not be needing us, but we will provide all we could to make sure you're in the top 100. So some of the basic idea was the marks would be out of 50, and you'll be given 25 for impact and 25 for technology. So your idea should have an impact in the society. It should be something which has not been done before or something which is new and which basically moves people. Okay. So does your entry establish a clear problem statement? This would be one of the most basic thing anyone want to see. Do you know what you're doing? Do you have an idea of what exactly you're focusing on? And later on, which if you're able to explain which goals and targets of the UN Sustainable Development it's going to cover and why. These are again so 5 points for this for your problem statement, 5 points for your goals and targets, and then moving on to your feedback, from the users, and then testing and iteration. So iteration is something where you keep on adding to your code, like it's already ready, and you're just going to be editing over and over again, making it better. So does the team clearly describe 3 feedback points they receive from real users and steps they took to test them? So what they're expecting is not only just preparing a solution, but also being open for constructive criticism. They want to see how much you're going to be integrating others' ideas, maybe trying out new things during the after the submission point. And then later on, is there evidence of what the team learned and how the solution was iterated upon based on user feedback? So you'll also be getting user feedback who will be testing your technology and then being, constantly being, it's like you have your Google Play, your comment section, where you'll be telling, I'm facing this issue. There are too many ads. So basically, we'll be getting something similar and they will be checking if you're actually doing something to make it better. Does the solution address the challenge, the problem statement identified by the team? So I think this is explanatory enough, right? Do you does the solution that you have done address the challenge, or was it completely different from what you had in mind? So next, finally, is there evidence of the next steps? Like, is there future scope for this project, or is it something which cannot be extended to a larger audience, something very small scale? So these are for impact. And then comes the technology, your architecture, your higher level components, the responsibility of each component, and the products which you're choosing from Google. And why exactly you're choosing. Like you can't just choose a product and then realize it's not useful, right? So yeah. So does the solution implement all the technical components needed to solve the challenge? So whichever components you're going to name, you have to also use them. Then the code testing and the iteration, your challenges you face while building the code, how you address the situation, the technical decisions and implementation, also the guidance on running their code. Finally, the main part, which will be the video demonstration, which is going to be showing your actual working application, not just a prototype. It has to be actually fully running. So this is the one that you will be submitting, if I'm not wrong, before June 31st. Sorry, not June, March 31st. This is the one you'll be submitting before March 31st, the video with your problem statement, as well as you explaining what exactly it's doing. Um, yeah, if it's effective and appropriate use of the features of the chosen Google technology or platform. And finally, can this solution support more users with increased scale? So this is, in relation to the one which you had an impact. So can you extend it to a larger audience? Like, does it have future scope? Also, can it also, hold, support technologically large audience? Yeah. So now you have the prizes. So the top 100 teams, they will be getting swags, which are basically shirts, branded Google shirt, as well as certificates. And the top 10 finalists who will be narrowed down will be getting a swag box and the opportunity to showcase solutions to Googlers and developers all around the world at Demo Day live on YouTube. So this is a very good opportunity because you can show who you are, your ideas, and maybe come up with better solutions. You'll also be receiving additional mentorship, the top 10 finalists. Then after this, the contest finalists will also be receiving 4,000 USD per team. So if there are three members, each of them will be receiving maybe 1,000. It will not be exceeding 4,000. So if there are four members, it will be 1,000. So 4,000. Then the top three winners will be receiving, the whole team as a whole will be receiving a 12,000 USD. So maybe if there are four members, 3,000 USD per person. And you'll also be receiving cash prize and a feature on the Google developers blog, along with a Chromebook, which was not included here, but I believe it to be true. Yeah. So now this is the part where I'm going to be explaining about the submission form. What are the basic stuff that you have to be keep in mind? So you have your project set up. So you have to describe the challenge you are solving using your problem statement. And then which are the sustainable development goals you're choosing and what inspired you for these specific goals. So this comes under the project setup. Next, you have your implementation, which is your, the components you're using, what is the architecture, what are the ideas, what exactly is going on technically, and also the products and platforms you chose and why. Next, the feedback testing and iteration. I think this is very similar to what we already covered, but it's yeah, you'll be just walking. You have to walk us through the steps. You have to walk them through the steps that took to solve your solution with real users. Provide three basic feedback points you received from real users. What did you learn and how did it help improve your solution? Then your code testing and iteration. So all these are stuff that has to be covered when you're making the video and your solution. Your code testing and iteration, highlight one challenge you faced. So the main idea behind GDSC is to build a community that is ready to teach each other and work and learn together. So they're really interested to know how curious you are and how much willing to put in efforts. So next comes the success and completion of the solution. So how does your solution address a challenge you're looking to solve for? Describe the success of your solution using metrics, goals, and outcomes. And you have to also upload a copy of your demo video. Make sure the video demonstrates a working application and how the user will be interacting with the solution. So let's say I'm making an app to maybe something simple, an app to predict the weather, and it tells me if I should take a raincoat or not, should I wear the umbrella or not? Sorry, should I wear the raincoat or take the umbrella or not? Or maybe something, or maybe the traffic jam is here, so they're rerouting it. So you have to show how this user is going to be working with the application, you know, with a proper front end and a back end. It cannot just be a code on a software it has to be ready to be sent to the market. That's the thought you have to work with. And finally, the scalability, which is basically, can it reach to larger audience and can the technology support larger audience? Yeah. So now this is the problem statement. How are you going to be creating a problem statement? This is some of the do's and the how to construct. Okay. So a good problem statement, it will have significance and urgency. Let's just go with the highlighted bold words. It has to have significance and urgency, and it should be a priority. Okay, that's one of the most important thing as United Nations Sustainable Development Goals. It's aiming at solving something actually very important because our country is now, as you all know, what's happening. It's something that has to be solved. So who else better than the young minds? So also it has to be simple, it should be relatable, and it has to impact the community. The size and the scope of the problem. Is it reaching a larger audience? Or if it's a community also, it has to be benefiting most people. And finally, it should not be more than one paragraph. This is construction of your problem statement. So it's basically something that you'd write in your lab record. It's like an aim, and then you write what your aim is. Something very similar. And for constructing, so these are the four W's: who, what, where, when, and why. So this where, when can be taken as one because where, when is when has to be right currently in the present. Who is experiencing the problem? The local community, maybe uh, people who are going to work, students. Think about it. What is the problem? What exactly it is that you're going to be solving? Where, when is the problem occurring? Again, let's go back to the flood problem. Maybe you want to predict flood. One of the most common problem in East Asian countries, maybe like Indonesia and Hong Kong. You must have heard of the severe weather there. So where and when, maybe in monsoon season or maybe after summer. And then why is this a problem? What is the drastic impact on the people? Yeah, now I'll be handing it over to Ramanan.
Yeah, cool. So, hi guys. My name is Ramanan. I'm actually a third year AI student, and I think Shreya has covered most of the points. I'll just be briefing you in the final steps of what to do, and in the end, if you have any doubts. So, yeah, like Shreya said, you guys will your it kicked off in like January, and now is the time where you'll be building and designing your product. So you choose one of the problems from the 17 sustainable goals. You choose two or three problems and you create one solution for it. After that, you create a 100-second video which you will have to submit it, I think in March, like it was mentioned there. You submit it in March, and based on that, the top 100 solutions will be chosen, and it'll be mentored and you can go forward like that. Okay. So you guys might be having some questions. So I'll just solve the general ones, which a lot of people might have questions on. So you can have your solution can include multiple problems of the 17 sustainable developer goals, but it should be only one solution. And remember that at least one person from your team should be part of a Google Developer Student Club community. And finally, yeah, like I said, you can have only one project per team. So make sure you choose your problem statement correctly. Here are some videos which will help you on how to build a project, the walkthrough, and also they have provided us material for how to identify a problem, how to go about the solution, designing the interface and the technology. So you guys can first make a team and then look through the solution of how you want to go about problem statement in depth. So all these video links will be shared to you later where you can see how to go about it. Yeah. So apart from that, there are also the previous years and the year before that, the video links of those. So for example, in India by GH or Raisoni College of Engineering in Nagpur, they created an app called Get Wage. So it basically provides a tool to help those impacted by unemployment. So you see, like unemployment, they took that as one of the goals of the 70 in the 17. They chose of a product or an app. They went about that and they created their final application. Same way in 2021 as well, we have a couple of different teams who have won from different countries. Like, for example, there's Swasti, which is basically an app to uplift users' health. So you guys can look around these lines. You can look into the video how they approached the problem, what tech stack they used, and how they approached how to solve those problems. Yeah, so some tech apps which you can use to create the solution for your problems are Android and Flutter, which is to create your Android apps. Your Google Cloud Platform to host all your applications, and Firebase, you guys know it is used for backend. It is to store your data, and it is in a NoSQL format. And TensorFlow is basically for your machine learning, for your supervised learning for machine learning. So like these are examples of what tech stack you can use, but it is not limited to this. You can as well use whatever tech stack which is available to you and whichever is convenient for your solution. Yeah, so we've also included the challenge demo day of the previous 2 years, which you can look at, where they hosted it in the August month, like I said, and the end when they release all the winners. And apart from that, this time we're also organizing a session with domain experts to help beginners. So to build apps from scratch, like you can also have information. There are also information sessions about machine learning, hosting a website, creating a website, all of that. So if you scan that QR code, it will lead you to a GDSC community development page where you can register for all these events. Yeah, so I think I'll just wrap up this session with this. You guys can scan that to join those events, regardless of whether you want to go ahead with the solutions challenge or not. These seminar videos will teach you how to host a web application, how machine learning works, and how to deal with backend and all of that. So just look into this. And if you guys are really interested, then let us know. We will also help you, go to the next steps on how you can create your solution, who all to include, what tech apps you can use, and all of that. Okay. Yeah. Okay, guys. So if you are interested, then you can. We have sent all the in all the groups the meeting link to join the specialized chat for the solution challenge, and in that you can just ping us if you are interested in joining it as a team or as alone, and we'll help you guys go through to the next stage and how to submit all of that. Okay.